Hello, my name is Rena Gill, and this is my co-host Romy Gill, and we are bringing to you a very new television series called Love, Ishq Pyar. And today we're at the very first wedding show that's happening in Surrey, BC, and it's sponsored by CIBC. They're our title presenting sponsor. We've got wonderful vendors here today, and we're actually going to talk to some of them. With us now is Maximum Energy Roadshow. They are Vancouver's premier DJs, and we're going to find out about some of the cultural nuances in the Desi wedding scene.
Hi guys, please go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm DJ Reminisce.
And I'm DJ Legit.
Let's hear more about your company.
We are called Maximum Energy Roadshow, based out of Vancouver. Both of us are on the two top radio stations, so not only you get, wicked experience, you also get a very intimate and close company, and we do the whole entertainment package.
I think Aman summed it up for us, so I think I'll leave it at that.
Rena, you have a question?
Definitely. Oh my God. The Desi wedding scene, I'm sure you guys are behind your equipment just making your own little jokes and smiling in front of everybody, but there's the norm, the things that happen every wedding, it never changes. So want to fill us in on some inside secrets on what you have to go through at a Desi wedding reception?
Where do you start?
With the bride and groom coming in late, we'll start with that. They have to arrive on time. Our last wedding we did, the bride and groom never arrived till 10:30. So you can imagine what time the actual food and everything got to the dinner table. So timing is a big thing.
How did you get the crowd pumping while you were waiting? How did the crowd react?
Well, for one thing though, it's up to the DJ to set the mood for the party. Obviously, food is number one. That's critical, right? Pehli gal hoya khana jehda hai, that's the most recognizable thing. That's got to be top notch. Second thing is we try not to play stuff while people are sitting down that puts them to sleep. See, the biggest problem is we've had such a long gap of the same people doing the same stuff that is built into their mind. Paji, Hindi gaane lone hai, while people are sitting down. It's like, why? Like that stuff puts you to sleep. If you play other stuff that keeps you bumping, basically the way we look at it is if there's people in their seats bobbing their heads, we know that it's going to be a good show. Honestly, that's simple as that.
So once the actual bride and groom arrive, then everybody seems to want to go on stage and make speeches. And so now you've already started, the reception has started late. Now you've got all these people wanting speeches. What are your experiences around that?
You know what, at the end of the day, a reception is supposed to be intimate, close, family oriented. Or, speeches are probably going to happen for a long time, whatever. It's not the speeches, it's kind of like, where do you draw the line? It's like same thing when you go to a wedding and there's milnia. What are you going to roll out a cloth? There's going to be 50 names. Like, you got to draw the line somewhere. Because at the end of the day, ma, pe, whatever, like husband, wife combined, someone's paying for this event. If you're paying $50,000, $60,000 to hear half an hour of speeches, I mean, you do the math. Honestly, for us, it just doesn't make economical sense.
I mean, where do you draw the line? Because it's okay. I mean, immediate family, your brother, your sister gives a speech about you, great. But nowadays, it's like my workmate is going to give a speech, and so-and-so is going to give a speech. So I think they're overextending everything, and eventually people just get tired, and people at the bar are going to keep making noise because, hey, they want to get on with the party, and these guys are still doing their speeches. So I think, yeah, you got to cut it down. Maximum, I would say, if I was getting married, probably 4 speeches, 2 from the girl side, 2 from the guy side, right? Sum it up.
Is it still the trend, or have you seen people changing the way they do things, or is it still the same?
I've noticed probably in the last 2 years that the receptions are getting smaller. I don't think having 1,000 people at your reception doesn't mean it's gonna be a great reception. All it means is you've got 1,000 people out of about 600 you've never ever seen before in your life. Like I said, it all comes down to dollar and cents, really. At the end of the day, you're gonna here's how I'm gonna lay it down, right? I'm gonna make enemies out of this, whatever. Here that goes. Good example is this: you have 1,000 people at your reception. About 500 of those are gonna phone your parents the next day and say, "Sanu ta roti bhi nahi mili." So now you gotta take your cameraman, which is that guy right there, go to their house and say, "You're eating right there." Basically, at the end of the day, right? It's just like, it's just one of those things, right? Like, what do you do? I know it's happened, you know, in our family or whatever. It's just, I don't know. There's so much you can do with the budget that you have. And I think it's time for people to think out of the box because, you know, we've managed to have a niche in the market because we're not your traditional DJs in the sense that, you know, you're going to pay us money, we're going to play whatever you want. You know, you're paying us money for our artistry, for what we are, for our experience. And that's the same thing, you know, like bride and groom both combined with their heads together, I'm sure could come up with some crazy idea. And I'm waiting for someone to kind of, you know, do that. And we're all for it, you know, be different, be memorable, right?
Yeah, no, definitely, I agree. I mean, people are spending, the trend is that, yeah, weddings are getting smaller. People are spending a lot more money though, still. I mean, things have changed. The way we play music has changed. Before we used to carry crates around, now we do laptops. And you know, like even the photography and the film, the video aspect of it is all HD, wide angle lenses, so it almost seems like you're watching a movie, right? So, I mean, technology is coming into our, you know, our wedded lives as well, right? So that's it's a good trend. It's expensive, but it's a good trend, yeah.
You know, just to add to that, like we have the benefit of technology now. If someone was to kind of channel and focus and using a sum of money for the reception to sort of get technology involved, I think you could come up with some crazy wedding, like whether shot on film or, you know, like there's a whole artistry piece that no one ever looks at. It's just basically go in there, show off, come in late, play crappy songs, and then you're done. And then the next day you're like, look at the video, it's rubbish, or this and that, right? It's like you have an opportunity to make it right the first time.
We're going to wrap it up here. Rena, do you have any final questions?
Actually, I just wanted to, one more last thing. We talked about time-consuming things. For example, bride and groom arrive late, and then, of course, long speeches, and then we didn't even touch upon the slideshow. Like, we're not even going to go there because a lot of times you watch these really long slideshows of them when they're younger. There's all these people in the pictures. You don't know who half the people are, but we'll leave that alone. My one question I'd like to know is how do you handle song requests? Because you've got the bride and groom who give you an idea of ambiance of what kind of music they'd like, which is party music, and it's pretty much the same thing. But what do you do? Because you guys have your own taste in your DJ music. Somebody comes to you and has a song request, and you're just thinking it's going to totally ruin the vibe of the party. How do you handle that?
I just don't play the song. I'm actually, I'll say it, if you see this face and you come request a song, you probably won't get it played because if it doesn't fit what's happening on the dance floor, it will not get played. Maybe later towards the end of the night, I will try to fit it in, but not the next song, right? So that's, he'll play it, I won't.
Let me add to that. It's not what you request, it's when you want your request. You cannot come up to us and say, Gana lao, honey. It just doesn't work like that, man. It's like me, you know, like I'm not gonna come to your house and say, could I have some cha right now, please, in the next 2 minutes. It's not gonna happen. It's the same thing. You know, it comes down to trust, and it comes down to, you know, what you're paying for. You're paying us money to make your party or event an excellent event, and you have to trust us with our expertise and our knowledge. That's what it comes down to. Like, you're not gonna tell the decorator to come in and say, oh, you're gonna decorate in 5 minutes because we're gonna start the show. It just doesn't happen, right? Yeah.
Well, that's all, folks. We've been talking to Maximum Energy Roadshow. If you want to get a hold of them, you can check out their website.
www.maximumenergy.ca.
Great. Thank you so much, guys, for spending time with us. We've got tons of vendors that we're going to be visiting with. Stay tuned.